Welcome everyone, and really appreciate you all coming along. I'm excited to share this presentation with you. Before I get started, this isn't just from me. This is on behalf of Peter as well, who I've worked with here at Swanston for 3 years. So I hope you enjoy the presentation. I'll go through it as quick as I can, and if you've got any questions, I'm more than happy to answer as a group at the end, or if you would like to speak to me privately, I'll be here till 7 o'clock tonight. Okay? So, why are we here? The main reason we're in this building is actually all down to the club captain, Graham Miller, who actually built this very room we all stand in. So before I joined Swanston, I was contacted by Peter Arnott, who was already based here at Swanston. Peter rented this studio from Graham, and basically it was during COVID. Pete sold me this vision of, Mike, come and join me at Swanston, we're going to build this academy. Graham's legacy was basically this building, and what Graham wanted to build was like a learning and development centre. Going forward, here's what I would like to propose. This presentation might look a little bit like a business plan. It's my opinion that for this to be a successful golf academy, it has to be a successful business also. So the vision. We want to build a successful and sustainable golf academy that will grow and develop grassroots to elite golf and deliver significant economic and well-being benefits to the local community. So how do we even measure that? We'll measure the economic success of the academy by capital inflow into the golf club. So that's through new participants, more visitors, and certainly more members. In terms of the well-being improvements, we'll basically measure this by the number of people we're able to give, particularly juniors, the opportunity to play golf, and also the success of the Swanston teams, which obviously David has been spearheading and doing a really good job of to date. The mission: position Swanston as the #1 golf academy in Scotland. The goals: increase participation, create lifelong Swanston Golf Club members, create our first Scottish internationalist, make it to the professional tours, and create an open champion. Woo! Okay. The strategy. So each milestone will get progressively harder to achieve, and success will require, determination, hard work, and a really forward-thinking strategy. So I've actually developed a 10-point strategic plan to drive this success. Now, I'm not going to go over it in that great a detail. I'll go over the main 10 points, but I won't break it down. There is an appendix at the end, and I'll be happy to share this PowerPoint with you all. And if you want to go through each specific point, you're more than welcome to. So the plan, so we want a strong academy vision and philosophy. We want financial stability and sustainability. We want to engage and expand the fan base. So you guys, I would consider, are the fan base as parents. Promote inclusive golf opportunities for all. Invest heavily in youth development. And use a science and data-informed approach to player development. Strengthen coaching and parent support. Foster a fun, winning culture and mentality. Upgrade the academy infrastructure and facilities, including this very room, and continuously evaluate and adjust the strategy. So next season, goals. So our primary goal next season is to implement a 3-phase model for talent development. This model was part of a study, and it basically divides learning within all sports, even things like music, into basically 3 different categories, which I'll kind of briefly go over. So the first stage, when you're first taking up golf, would categorize this as the romance stage. So this is all about play, exploration, fun. It's all about falling in love with the game of golf. The next stage would be the precision phase, characterized by more systematic learning, and this phase would promote long-term development. The final stage would be categorized by when the player wants to make a commitment to the sport, and the phase would culminate in the student making a living professionally. So from the conversations I've had with David, it sounds like the majority of your kids will be moving from the romance stage to the precision stage. So what will phase one look like at Swanston? So again, it's all about falling in love with the game of golf. For children in particular, success is a key marker whether or not they're going to continue participation. If they don't feel like they're successful at the sport, it's more unlikely they'll continue playing. So that's the key at this stage. We propose that we would like to follow a green-back approach to learning how to play golf. So I work currently with a lot of beginners, and the biggest mistake I see beginner golfers make is the first experience of golf is the driving range. Not the best place to start, in my opinion. You'll have way more fun, way more success, starting really close to the hole, learning how to putt, chip, and then gradually work your way back from the green. This is exactly how Tiger Woods learned to play the game. His dad actually taught him golf on the golf course, starting on the putting green. And as he improved, he worked him away from the green. So that's kind of part of our philosophy. So phase one, the coaching will be mainly large groups and less one-to-one coaching. And what we'd like to do is bring in a specific specialized junior coach to deliver this phase. So delivery of phase one, we already have a partnership with the Children's Golf Trust. I've worked with them in the past. This is where we go into public schools and basically deliver golf in the PE halls. Lots of fun and just a great way to bring more kids into the game and bring them to Swanston. We have just announced dates for our 4-day coaching camps at Swanston. So we've got sessions running in the October holidays, and they're available to book now. What will phase two look like? I think this is the most important phase for many of you in this room. So again, it's all about long-term development. So really here, it's when we're looking at developing golfing IQ on the golf course. There'll be performance days with specialists. Peter and myself have some amazing contacts, other golf coaches in the industry who specialize in particular niche topics, and we would love to invite them to Swanston to put on some real specific classes for the kids. The sessions will be in smaller groups at this stage, and there'll be the introduction of more one-to-one coaching time. Delivery of phase two, so we're going to put on regular coaching sessions for the first team and those on the fringes, regular sessions for the development squads, and regular Sixers squad training sessions. There'll also be individual coaching available with Peter and myself. Phase three, what will that look like? So this would be where if your child reaches the point where he or she really wants to commit to golf and wants to go all in on golf, this would be more of a full-time program for really high performance, young athletes. And my goal would be that in the future, I'm not promising this will happen anytime soon, but my whole idea in terms of the academy business end, which I'm really excited about, is bringing in sponsors who could potentially pay for some of the coaching. So something we could potentially offer in the future is scholarships to players, like they do kind of in America. Now, why we believe Swanston Golf Course is the perfect learning environment. Brazilian football team at one point were dominant in the sport of football. Why? Many have made comments that they used to practice and play on uneven surfaces. When you look at Swanston Golf Course, one of the criticism it gets is it's too hilly. Well, we actually think that's a positive. And another example of that would be Colin Morikawa, who recently won the Open. Colin, actually, I've got a little video to play of Colin. Colin, probably the current best ball striker with his irons. Colin grew up on a course that was hilly like Swanston. Peter has also worked with a gentleman named James Smith, who's a Scottish internationalist. He went to the Masters, and his comment was, Augusta is hillier than Swanston. Okay. So I'm going to play a little clip of Colin. Basically, Colin's on the golf course here chatting with his golf coach, and I'll just play it through and we'll see what Colin says about his hilly golf course.
So part of our process when we be on the course, we have the slope. So the lie is always the first thing we're teaching.
Obviously, not every course is going to be this slope, but like it's good to have that much slope to practice on, because like flat, you can just go to a range and hit balls and you'd be fine. But it taught me to control my shots a lot more. We got 140 uphill a little bit, so just control the 9-iron.
Okay, hands up if you do actually play golf. Majority of you? Yeah. So yeah, like as a golf coach, one of the biggest things I hear from students is, "Oh, I hit it great on the range, but when I go on the golf course, it's too tricky." Part of that is you've got a flat lie on the range, on the golf course, totally different environment, different story.
Mike, can I just
jump in?
I don't know if you saw the Facebook post that I put up when Summer won this competition this year, and she won it by something like about 15 strokes or something obscene, you know what I mean? She was like 29 under her handicap over 3 days, and I didn't even know she was playing in the event, and then I seen this coming in on my feed, and I was like, this is crazy. And she absolutely smashed it, and I did a wee kind of interview with her afterwards, and it was at Strathmore. I don't know if anyone's played at Strathmore Golf Club before. Yeah, it's a relatively flat track, you know what I mean? And I said to her, I says, how did you do that? She goes, it was just, the course was just so easy compared to Swanston. Because I'm used to playing Swanston, and it just felt so easy. And she just absolutely smashed it. Struan used to say the same thing to me as well, because he couldn't wait to play on the kind of summer circuit because he was finding all the other courses easy, you know what I mean? So it's a bit like I guess another analogy might be, it's like good runners, they do hill repetitions, don't they? So that when they go out in the flat, it's nice and easy. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to run over some other goals we've got for next year, we want to increase coach participation with the juniors. So that actually means me and Pete coming out and watching the kids play. Obviously, we want to grow participation in the sport overall and increase golf club membership. Big one for me, this is key. Obviously, this could take some time to get in place. However, I want to, as a business, grow sponsorship revenue and make golf coaching free for junior members. That's like something I'm really passionate about, and I'm confident we can do it. An exciting team of talent for the local community to support. Everyone likes to watch a winning team. Successful marketing for Swanston Golf Club. We want to develop the infrastructure, so particularly in this room, we want to make this more indoor-outdoor capability. So at the moment, we're really just hitting outdoors, but the plan is to get a screen up on one of these walls so we can actually do sessions indoors as well, because it does get absolutely Baltic in the winter, sorry. And then create a better than we found it culture, led primarily by coaches and then the kids. Simple thing is, putting your basket away after you've practiced. That's the kind of environment we want to create, where everyone's proud of the place where they play golf. Mentioned this previously, introduction of performance days with specialist coaches, and also want to provide education for golfers and parents via an online coaching platform. The team we've got together so far, obviously there's Peter, so Peter's going to be basically just pointing me in the right direction. I'm going to be more involved in the day-to-day running of the academy. We've got Alan Watt, who's out assisting Pete at the moment. Alan's been basically training up as an assistant coach, and he's worked a lot with me on the beginner classes here at Swanston. And then obviously you all know David. David, we want to be heavily involved in the junior development aspect of it. So thank you very much for taking the effort to come here tonight and listening to me. Really, really appreciate it. Any questions?